Alright guys, we are just 2 days away from the fight between Oleksandr Usyk and Tyson Fury taking place in Saudi Arabia. This is going to be exciting. Now, if you're new to my channel or you watch my content on a regular basis and you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. If you're already subscribed, drop a like on the video. I got a copyright strike recently and it's kind of killed me reach of my videos. We keep on trucking anyway, but yeah, if you can like the video, it's a massive help. But if you're new to my channel or if you've missed my last 2 videos, the other day we done a video on how Tyson Fury can win this fight. If you haven't seen that, you can go and watch it up here. We break down all the ways and all the strengths that Tyson Fury has in order to get this win over Oleksandr Usyk. And then we done another video which was yesterday talking about how Oleksandr Usyk can get this win. If you haven't seen it, once again, you can go and watch it up here, and we break down all the ways and all the methods that Oleksandr Usyk can win this fight. Now, in today's video, bit of a chilled one, we're going to take a look at the open workouts of Usyk and Tyson Fury because it's the most recent footage that we have to go by other than their last 2 fights. So maybe this footage can give us a little bit of an idea into the game plan of both fighters. We can see how they're moving. Have they got any tells with regards to the game plan and strategies that they're going to implement? So brief little overview of where I stand coming into this fight. So I'd only seen a couple of Usyk's fights. The last one against Daniel Dubois and then his rematch against Anthony Joshua. Tyson Fury, I've seen his last 10 fights or so. So I was a little bit more naturally biased towards Tyson Fury winning this fight. Now, I'll be really honest with you. As the fight is drawing closer and I'm watching more and more footage from both guys, mainly Usyk, the ability to make a decision and a prediction on who's going to win this fight is becoming a little bit harder. I knew Usyk was good, but I didn't realise how good he really is. Tyson Fury's the top G. He rises to the level of his competition. I think we're going to see a better Tyson Fury in this fight than we did against Francis Ngannou. However, I also think we're going to see the best version of Usyk, and I almost believe that you can flip a coin with this fight and you've got a 50-50 chance of being right. We're not going to get into a full predictions video today. We're going to do a full detailed prediction video tomorrow, the day before the event. So make sure you're subscribed with the notifications turned on. We're also going live on Saturday to do a fight companion. So if you want to hang out a little bit on Saturday, jump in the chat, then make sure you've got the notification bell turned on this channel. Right now, Usyk done his open workout first. Tyson Fury went second. And this shot right here is pretty awesome, pretty unique. We have Oleksandr Usyk overlooking Tyson Fury's open workout, watching him like a hawk. This is Usyk's last opportunity to download any extra data on how Tyson Fury is moving in person, because the thing is, you can watch footage of someone online, you can watch the previous fights, but there's nothing quite like seeing how that person moves in person, in real life. There's going to be subtle tells and techniques that you'll pick up on in person that you might not pick up on a YouTube video.
What a shot that is. Oleksandr Usyk watching Tyson Fury in a ring of fire, and he will be in that ring with him on Saturday night. And one of them will be the first undisputed world heavyweight champion.
So Usyk's open workout, let's just take a look and see how he's moving. Take a look at his speed, his combinations. This is the last time we see any boxing from him on the build up to this fight.
He's the king of the bluff, you know, king of the mind games. And here he's up against a guy that he can't really beat in mind games.
He doesn't play mind games,
no, but that's why I feel like this is the first guy that he can't go up to him and start screaming in his face and making him just get angry or change his emotion.
You notice something about Usyk here? What's he doing? He's in an orthodox stance. Usually he fights in a southpaw stance. So this is Usyk's way of playing some mind games or just having a little bit of a laugh, basically. A lot of the time on build-up to fights, people always talk about southpaw versus orthodox, and they talk about the advantages and disadvantages and what weapons become available when someone is in a southpaw stance. This is Usyk almost poking fun at that narrative, like, look, I can come out here, I can do orthodox too. So if Fury's expecting a southpaw, I'll come out orthodox and I'll still piece it up. Now, although here he's in an orthodox stance, I highly doubt that in the fight he's going to come out orthodox. I think here he's just having a little bit of a play around and it's not even worth looking into. Let's keep playing.
I'm going to have to let you go though, because I think we're going to get Oleksandr Usyk up here very shortly. Let's just have a look at Oleksandr Usyk here.
Well, for a start, he's, as we said, he's doing everything orthodox, which he might even come out for the first 5 seconds that way, but there's no way he stays orthodox. It's a nice idea. He's managed to, he's switching around now without trying. Listen, he is at least hitting the pads, and he's got bandage on, even if they're just a little bit of fancy bandages, he still put his bandages on. We're not going to see anything, but I agree with Eddie. Give us something.
Now, what the commentators said there, he's not going to do anything but give us something. This is the way it works on open workouts these days, is a lot of the time the fighters know that there's going to be loads of eyes on them. Each fighter is going to be watching each other during the open workouts. So no one wants to give anything away to the other fighter. Often, I believe fighters come out and almost look bad on purpose, or just not as good on purpose, so their opponent underestimates them and their abilities. When Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury were fighting, it was kind of like that in Francis Ngannou's open workout. He was almost looking a little bit stiff on the pads. I remember doing a video saying, why does he look like that? Why does he look a little bit stiff, a little bit uptight? He wasn't throwing the hook properly. He wasn't turning his hips on the right hand. He wasn't extending his punches. It was a little bit weird. But then, in the fight itself against Tyson Fury, he looked absolutely phenomenal. So the fact that Usyk has came out in this open workout and went orthodox, it basically hides his entire game plan from Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury can't even watch this and get an idea about what Usyk is going to do. If anything, it'd have Tyson Fury second guessing, well, is he going to come out orthodox? Shall I expect that? Although Tyson Fury's a professional. If I'm thinking this, and I'm just a silly little YouTuber who's done a bit of martial arts in my life, then Tyson Fury, heavyweight champion of the world, undefeated, 34-0, is going to be onto this. So Usyk's playing games, but it's not really going to work on Tyson Fury, because who's the best at playing games? It's Tyson Fury.
I want to hear a bit of cracking. Get the music on and have a few cracks. That's what, you know what? That's a really good idea, that, Deb. Listen. Fury tells them, turn the music down, because no one's heard any punches yet.
Correct.
Suddenly Fury's throwing shots that are reverberating through this arena where we are. They're leaving us in Egypt land, and they're going all the way down there to Roma, all the way over there to Paris. That's what I would do. What a ploy that would be.
See, Usyk having a little bit of a dance there, but yeah, I like what he's saying there. Turn the music off so we can hear some cracks of the punches. These open workouts over the years have slowly just become a little bit more of a play on the pads, whereas previously fighters used to do the open workouts and would give it a good go. They'd display some of the skills, but they'd actually take it as a bit of an opportunity to, you know, show what they're made of.
Same arena, but I do recall Gennady Golovkin doing that at a workout in London. Said, turn the music
and
off,
hear it.
And you heard it.
Absolutely. You heard the crack. And Fury with his big right hand, and especially the way Sugar Hill Stewart does the pads.
Right, and there you go then. So not much going on there with Usyk. Let's jump into Tyson Fury's open workout. So we've got Oleksandr Usyk, fresh off his own open workout, watching over Tyson Fury. Ooh, look at there on the left, they've got a Dunkin' Donuts. Ooh, very, very nice. Although I'm dieting right now, boys, you might be able to tell me jawline's coming in a little bit more. 8 pounds down. Can't lift weights yet, but I can certainly get the abs popping with a little bit of cardio. No excuses. Now, I like this, what Tyson Fury does. This reminds me of the first Deontay Wilder fight. That head movement is classic Tyson Fury right there. We got Oleksandr Usyk overlooking Fury like a hawk.
The show, and Tyson.
Now, I like what we're seeing here from Tyson. He looks very loose. He's dancing around the ring on the outside. This is how he used to fight back in the day when he was a little bit more elusive.
Your hands go fast. Your reactions are fast. Your mind's fast. Your eyes are fast.
Now, I'm not too sure who it is who says this on the panel, but listen to what he says.
There's nothing better than boxing with nerves, Steve. I'm telling you now, you're sharper than you could ever be. Yeah. You're worried about what's coming back. You're worried about making mistakes, and that worry drives you to be faster, sharper, more alert. That's the best.
I'm glad he said that. That's a really good observation. It's better to box with nerves. Fear is a good sign. We've heard plenty of athletes talk about this. Mike Tyson used to talk about it. In MMA, we've had people like George St. Pierre talk about that, saying he used to have a lot of fear. He'd be throwing up before the fight, that sick with nerves, but it used to make him sharp. He'd be so tuned in and so switched on. I honestly believe even the fighters who say they don't get nervous, they still get nervous. They just interpret the nerves in a different way. They take a different perspective on what the nerves are. When you're someone like Tyson Fury with the amount of experience he's had, undefeated, how many amateur fights? Like 20 odd amateur fights? I'm not too sure on that figure. But Oleksandr Usyk, who's had over 350 amateur fights and 20 odd professional wins, you're not going to get as much nerves as someone else, but you're still going to have a little bit of a light buzz about you. Nerves are a way of telling your body that you're about to go to war and you need to be switched on. It gets your adrenaline flowing, and when your adrenaline is flowing, your reactions are faster, your nervous system is more switched on, you can generate more power, more speed. So nerves are a good thing. And we know what Tyson Fury's like. It seems like he only performs well when he's going up against that top-tier competition. Francis Ngannou, I think that fight was a little bit of an outlier fight. That was the exception. I think he vastly underestimated Ngannou. He came in kind of out of shape. He looked quite fat in that fight, to be fair. Whereas in this fight, he looks fairly lean. And being lean is a sign of taking the fight serious, because it means that you're in really good condition. And when you're going up against Oleksandr Usyk, you need to be in the best possible condition, because Tyson Fury's usually the one who's got the endurance, not his opponents. But I think coming into this fight, Oleksandr Usyk is going to have the endurance advantage over Tyson Fury.
Out come the Ugg slippers.
He's got the Ugg slippers on now.
The footwear of champions.
They're proper fresh shoes, them. I like them. By the way, the interviews I've been watching of Usyk, he's actually quite funny. His English is a lot better than I realised, and he comes out with funny one-liners. I'll give it to him.
And it is absolute chaos up on this in our studio. Oleksandr Usyk.
Okay. So Tyson Fury's clearly having a little bit of fun here. We haven't seen him hit any pads just yet, but he does in a minute. He's going in for the clinch on Sugar.
Surrounded by cameras.
That's a hilarious sight, that. What the hell is going on there?
Tyson Fury.
Okay, so Usyk's getting off now.
Suddenly, the stage has got a little bit lighter.
Tyson's looking loose here. He always does look loose, but just from these little snippets, it looks like he's embodying the version of Tyson Fury from the first Deontay Wilder fight. Loose and elusive.
Quite ugly.
That is Tyson Fury. Bit of southpaw moving around there.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, so I've just realised Tyson Fury's in southpaw now. So he's basically doing what Usyk done.
He's being clever in there. Bit of southpaw moving around from Tyson Fury.
Which we've seen from, Fury has got history, successful history of being...
Tyson Fury's showing some pretty rapid speed there. It's hard with this drone angle. Why even do the drone angles? I know you're trying to put on a big show, but we want to see it close up. Just have the ringside camera and not this drone crap. But if you take a look, Tyson Fury throws about 5 or 6 hooks, and you can tell he's looking fast.
Fury has got history, successful history of being...
Yeah, 4 hook combination. Just stay on this camera.
Southpaw. Usyk switches every now and again, but it's never a tactic.
See what Fury's showing here? He's kind of showing that he can do it all. He's went in orthodox, then he switched to southpaw. He was showing the movement, the elusiveness, and now he's shelling up, putting the pressure on Sugar. I think he's just kind of showing that, look, I can do it all. Whatever you've got for me, Usyk, I'm prepared. I'm ready for it.
It wouldn't be a tactic I'd employ against another southpaw, but hey-ho, perhaps, who knows, maybe he'll do it. It also gives him a bit of a breather.
Yeah, I don't think we're specifically going to see this technique in the fight.
They step back 4 feet, wound their arm up 5 times, suddenly we're in 9 seconds of reprieve.
Hey, John Fury, look at that cut on his head. What an absolute madman he is.
He's done a whole fight before in southpaw. He can do it for periods at a time. That Derek Chisora rematch, remember that one, Steve, back in 2014?
Horrible.
The whole fight, he did that in southpaw. It's quite a skill to have, Fraser.
It really is, Dev. It really is. I couldn't do it myself, and I don't know many more heavyweights.
That combination, Tyson looks fast there.
A skill to have, Fraser.
It really is, Dev. It really.
So if you watch now, just a 1-2 hook, but the way he does it is very fast. It looks very simple in slow motion there. When you watch it in full speed, there's no telegraphing it. It's just very fluid and smooth. Bang. Nice.
I don't know many more heavyweights that could, but guess what?
Yeah, that's so smooth, that 1-2 hook. And something else we seen then, if you watch yesterday's video, you'll know we spoke about the way Usyk uses that lead hand in a circular fashion, almost to mesmerise your opponent and set up the right hand, but it also sets up the jab as well. Tyson Fury just did exactly the same. I'm not sure if it was a conscious thing, but watch right now, he does a little bit of the hand circular motion right now.
I don't know many more heavyweights that could, but guess.
It was only small. It was just a coincidence that Usyk does that and then Tyson does it a little bit of mirroring.
With all due respect to Chisora and anyone else who's boxed out for, this is a different kettle of fish.
Drone shot.
If you're not convinced that you can box as effectively southpaw as you can orthodox, me personally would leave it alone. I'm not telling Tyson Fury what to do because he's a great, but I'm telling you, this is not the one. But you're not as effective in the southpaw as orthodox. I wouldn't be doing it. The stakes are really high here.
Yeah, okay. That commentator was saying, if I was Tyson Fury, I wouldn't be playing around. The stakes are higher. Don't be going southpaw. Tyson Fury was only really going southpaw there because Usyk went orthodox. So you need to give that same energy to Usyk and say, no, listen, you're not going to fight as good in the opposite stance that you're used to fighting in. Usyk, stay in your southpaw stance. I don't think we're going to see Tyson Fury fight southpaw, although he can do it. And if he does do it, it might throw Usyk off his game. But I think going southpaw here is just entirely for show. So that's it for the open workouts. But I wanted to show you one more thing. You know, earlier on in the video, we were talking about how Tyson rises to the level of his competition. So if he's fighting someone like Otto Wallen, Tom Schwartz, Dillian White, Derek Chisora, Francis Ngannou, the challenge almost isn't there for him. And don't get me wrong, he's had some fantastic wins. I'm not saying these aren't fantastic wins, but it's almost like he needs bigger challenges in order to get the best out of him. And right here, we have Tyson Fury talking exactly about this. Let's listen.
It's hard for me to get up for people who I don't really rate. I know you put like these average men in front of me, like the Chisoras and the Dillian Whites and the Francis Ngannous and that, and I'm not getting turned on. They're not my type, if that makes any sense.
I know exactly what you mean. Certainly turned on for this one.
But I'm definitely turned on for this one. In fact, you put me in a 6-rounder, I look like shit. You put me on the top of the world in the world's biggest stage and I look good. I always do. That's how it rolls.
So there you go. Tyson Fury kind of talking about that. He doesn't have a reason to get out of bed in the morning when he's doing a little crappy 6-rounder against someone who's a no-name. Not that he's done that recently. My point is that he needs the big challenges. And you could say Francis Ngannou was a big challenge because, you know, he's jacked. He's coming over from MMA. He knocks everyone out. But Francis Ngannou in that fight had everything to gain. Even the fact that Tyson Fury won that fight, even if he would have won it in a more dominant fashion, it wouldn't have exactly done anything massive for his career. The thing is, with the Francis Ngannou fight, the stakes weren't really that high, especially if you contrast it to a fight like this against Usyk or even the Deontay Wilder fights. If he would have lost against Francis Ngannou, there always would have been the narrative that, oh, well, he just didn't take the fight seriously enough. And I think that's a fair thing to say as well. But anyway, just a chilled one today. I wanted to take a look at how both fighters were moving. It's the last time we're going to see them before the fight on Saturday. Tomorrow, I'm going to do a final detailed predictions video. Hopefully by then, I'll be able to make my mind up on who I think's going to win this fight, because I honestly believe this is a tough one to call. You can say in the comments, oh, Tyson Fury's going to KO Usyk, or Usyk's going to batter Tyson Fury, but we have no idea until Saturday night. And all you've got to do is look at each fighter's attributes and the skills to understand that. They actually offset each other quite a lot. This fight is a bit of a dichotomy because they have very similar styles, yet they're also worlds apart. So I think we're in for an extremely boring fight or an extremely technical, exciting fight. It's not going to be in the middle. It's going to be this end of the spectrum or that end of the spectrum. So make sure you tune in tomorrow for the final detailed predictions video, and then tune in on Saturday for the live stream. Leave your comments below and I'll see you tomorrow. And also a quick little reminder, I've got my very own training app releasing in July. So if you want to pack on a little bit of muscle so you look good on your next lad's holiday, also your missus finds you a little bit sexy and she's not looking at other lads anymore and she can finally look at you. Oh, my boyfriend's fit. He's sexy. Or maybe you just want to improve your physicality for your combat sports, have a little bit less body fat and a bit more muscle so you're more filled out for your respective weight class, then this training app is going to be perfect for you. It's going to show you how to pack on the pounds or kilos of muscle naturally without compromising your performance. Whether it's in the bedroom or the boxing ring, it doesn't matter. 13 years of coaching experience all in this app. If you want to get notified on its release and stay updated, check the first link in the description, sign up to the newsletter list, and don't worry, I won't spam you. I appreciate you all tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow.